welcome back to the channel. I hope you are all well. Now, we've got some very good racing today from all over the world, from the Middle East, back home in England, jumps and flats. So I thought I'd give out a couple of fancies for today's racing. And just before we get into that, I do post some selections in a new thing I've started called the Flag Drop Forum, which is meant to be most days. I try my best to get it out the night before. So if you're interested in that, I'll leave a link below, and it's on Medium. So if you can go follow me over there, that would be I'd be very thankful for that. But heading on to the selections for today, and we're going to start off over in rider in the 12:45 with a horse I made for a case for in yesterday's video in the form of Abaila, I think it's pronounced. It's currently, well, I tipped it up at 11 to 1. I think it's about 10 to 1 in places. Now, I'd still play it each way with 4 places on being paid across the board with bookmakers. Now, this horse is ridden by Christophe Solimon, who's in very good form. He won 4 of his last 4 rides in France yesterday, and also for Francis Henry Graffard, who is now one of the new trainers for the Aga Khan team. And in them famous silks, I think this could just be the horse to get him off to the perfect start. We've seen so much success in them silks, and I think we might just be seeing a little bit more this afternoon. Now, this horse will definitely stay this 1 mile 2 furlong trip. It's actually got form up to 1 mile 6 furlongs, and I think this horse has the right profile for this race. It's fresh off a break after finishing 3rd out in Hong Kong. That was a decent enough run over 1.5 miles. He drops back in trip, and the better ground I think might just suit this horse, who has a lovely action, and I think with Suleiman on board is definitely one to follow. Now, there's a few horses shorter in the betting which are top class horses, including Pile Driver for the English Hope, and now this horse did actually beat Abaila last time by I think it was 2 lengths, but I think the finishing margin there was close enough to suggest that this horse could maybe just reverse the form, and at 10 to 1 is much better priced than Pile Driver, who's about 5 to 2 in general, I think. So he's one to look out for. Over at Kempton in the 2:55, I'm picking a horse which has been a little bit weak in the market this morning, trained by Paul Nicholls and ridden by Harry Cobden. They've had plenty of success, and I think they're starting to get back into a decent bit of form, and it's Pic D'Orhy in the 2:25 at Kempton. Now, this Grade 2 isn't the strongest of all times, and quite simply I just think this is the best horse in the race. He's on official ratings, and his win at Ascot on his penultimate start was very impressive. He didn't really come off the bridle and beat a Dan Skelton horse was decent enough in favour. So I think the form of that race is pretty solid, and if he can repeat that, he wins simply enough. Now, his jumping did fall apart last time, and that's unlike this horse. He jumped very well at Ascot, and I think back on a flat track today, I think that'll suit him, and I think Harry Cobden will just pop out in front and ride him prominently enough, get him jumping well, and quite simply I think he's just the best horse in the race. So at 2 to 1 at a track that'll suit, I think he might just be a much needed winner for Paul Nicholls, although he's somewhat bouncing back. And a little double which I'll be playing as well, starting off with Lord North over at Lingfield. Now, this is a genuine Group 1 winning horse, and we last saw him out in Maidan or Rider, I think it was, and he won that very impressively by 3 lengths. Group 1 top class race, and now he's making his reappearance in a Group 3 at Lingfield, which might say is not being primed for this because the purse is only £100,000, I think it is, but still, this horse, if he's 85% fit, I think he'll just go on and win. And I'm teaming him up in the double with Eclair Danae over at Chepstow in the 2:53. Now, this horse is about 9 to 4, so it pays a 6 to 1 double, and this horse just jumps beautifully, travels, tries its hardest out in front, and he has a very good second to Frero Bamboo last time at Lingfield. That he was just edged out that day, and he pulled a long way clear of 3rd. So I think this is somewhat of an easier race for him, and I think he'll get somewhat of an uncontested lead out in front. So I think if Budget Andrews can set the right fractions, get him jumping nicely, then I think he's definitely the one to beat. Although I think it's El Dancer, a bit of supporters coming to him, and you can see why. He does have some very good form over 2 miles, but you've got to go back a couple of years for that. So I'm banking on the fact that he isn't the same horse of old, but if he is, he would be a big danger. But I'm sticking with Claire Denny at 9-4 to put it in a 6-1 double. Now these 4 selections, if you are going to back them however you want. I'll be doing a few multiples across the board, maybe in each way play, but back them however you want. But I think all have a chance of going very close. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.